What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Etsy with the ticker symbol ETSY. Remember that if you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate all those who have already subscribed and liked my videos. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So I know there were a couple people who wanted to see me do a breakdown for Etsy, so here you go, ask and you shall receive. It just makes my life easier because now I don't have to decide on which stock I want to do. So let's go and take a look at the chart. So as you can see here, previously back in May of 2021 all the way up until November 2021, there was an uptrend. Prices were making higher highs, higher lows. EMA is pointing up. And then all of a sudden we started selling off right at the $300 psychological level. So there's probably a resistance right here. That's why prices sold off, and maybe even a measured move that was hit. But anyway, now we started a downtrend. So there's really nothing bullish on this chart that I see as of right now. It looks like we're going to continue lower. You can see that this is the channel that kind of fits, not that great. Maybe it's more a flatter channel, maybe a spiking channel. So maybe it's something like this. Let me just drag this up. So that one fits much better than the one I had previously. So it looks like Etsy is trying to hit the lower side of this channel, maybe right around that 150 mark. However, I think it can go lower because there's also a measured move that could be hit. You can see that this would be the first leg down, and then this could be potentially the second leg down because the market moves in twos. And the target I have is at the 135, 136 level. So there's a strong possibility we can reach there. You can see that we are getting far away from the EMA, but there is a strong momentum to this. So they could just continue to push down the market if they wish. So we could see some continuing selling in the coming days and weeks. You can see that they already stopped out the person that went long right here. All the people who went long back here in 2021 had the stop losses here, and you can see that the candle just swiped them out, and looks like they could do the same thing back here. And this support is right at that 150, 152 level. Let me turn this down real quick. So there's a strong possibility I think we're going to see lower prices. There's really nothing bullish as of right now that makes me change my mind or stand out. I can't really, if I were to not look at this price action over here and I just looked over here, then I'd be like, okay, this is pretty bullish and probably can continue higher. But as right now, we sold off a big amount, and I think this is going to continue. So you know where my price target is. But if I zoom out on the chart just a little bit and show you guys the entire move, you can see that this looks like a pullback. So it doesn't look that bad in the grand scheme of things. It looks like we're just pulling back, and eventually after the correction is over, we might continue higher because you can see that there was this major uptrend in play. And I'll make it yellow, and you can see that that's exactly where we started selling off, right when we hit the upper side of the channel. Prices found resistance, and normally when we're at the upper side, we go to the lower side. We're at the upper side, we go to the lower side, but this time prices broke through it because not every time we're going to get a bounce at the support side of the channel like we did here or here, because then everyone would just be buying and you would just be a trillionaire. So the market sold off, and most likely it's going to do a two-legged correction down. So there's a strong possibility price action could reach, I think, below the 150 level, and possibly even that 138, 136 level. And then from there, we're going to have to see what the market wants to do. But then there's a possibility that it could run up all the way to the all-time high, since this is the first break outside the channel. And I show you guys this a lot of times in my previous analysis. Normally when we're inside of a channel and we get a first break, we run up eventually to a new extreme, high or low. So we're going to have to see what Etsy wants to do. But I think as of right now, in the short term, we are going to continue lower and probably reach the targets that I predicted. But then from there, I'm just going to guess. I think there's a strong possibility, depending on what the price action wants to do and what it looks like, that we could just run up to the all-time high. So this is a pattern that plays out a lot of times. but it doesn't have to play out all the time. I mean, this time. So we'll have to wait to see when it reaches that level first. But as of right now, I think you should expect lower prices. So let's go and wrap this up on the weekly chart. So here's the weekly chart, and there's a lot of selling, a lot of big red candles. So that shows a lot of sellers in the market. So it looks like price action is pulling back like I showed you on the daily chart, and the target is at the 136 level. Let's just look at a Fibonacci retracement. You can see from the lows to the highs, what would that be? So right now we are at the 50% retracement, and right where pretty much my target is at the 618. So that's the golden pocket, they call it. So there's a possibility we might reach there, and then people are gonna buy that bounce, or hoping for a bounce. So there's a strong possibility once we reach there, we might get that bounce and continue up. But the thing I don't like about this chart is that we ran up, and now it looks like we're doing a big reversal. So there's a possibility in the future, if we don't bounce at that 136 level, we could continue down to the $74 or $75 level. So I showed this before on a lot of charts, where if we have a run up like this and we don't have any follow through, then we can come back right to the starting point. So a lot of charts look like this. I'll show you guys a couple examples. So I did a chart for a viewer who requested Roku, and let's just look at Roku. So look at this chart right here. We had a huge run up in 2020, and now it looks like we're coming back all the way to the beginning. So that's Roku. I can go to Zoom. Same thing here. We had our huge run up in 2020. It looks like we're coming back to the starting point. Let's look at Peloton. Same thing here. We huge run up in 2020. We come back to the starting point. I can show you AMC. So pretty much they were just hype stocks. So you can see this run up. This was in 2021, but same thing. We're coming back all the way to the starting point. Let's look at Palantir. Huge run up in 2020, and now we're coming back to the starting point. So I could show you this over and over again. They repeat the same pattern. So let's go back to Etsy and remember how it looks. Huge run up in 2020. There's a strong possibility that we might come all the way to the starting point. So I think there's nothing really bullish about this chart, but that doesn't mean I'm an oracle or anything. I could be wrong, and we could bounce maybe at the 160 level and continue higher. But I'm just going with probabilities. If someone gave me two options and they told me I have a 60% chance of winning with this option and a 40% chance of winning with the other option, which one do you think I'm going to choose? I'm going to choose the 60%. Even if it's not 100, but it's better than the 40. So right now, are we going to go higher or lower? I think we're going to go lower. There's a stronger possibility we're going to continue lower. Most likely to my first target. I think we're going to easily break that 150 level. I'll be surprised if we don't. And continue to the 136 level. And then from there, we need to evaluate if that's the bottom for this correction, or looks like they want to continue lower. If it's the bottom, then you know where I'm predicting next. We're probably going to start a new uptrend and retrace all the way to the all-time highs. But if we don't, if we start consolidating and starting a new downtrend, then we're probably going to continue lower. So that's everything I have for Etsy. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised at what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.